Standardized testing has been a part of our education system since the very beginning. A standardized test is a test that has consistent questions and grading. It's how we, as a society, distinguish students based on their intelligence. Various tests are used to judge students on what they learn in class. However, just because it's always used does not mean it is very effective in getting the job done. Not everyone is presented with the same opportunities to perform on these tests, and these opportunities range from tutors, finance, environment, and school systems. Because there are so many variables, the outcome for each student will always differ. These are some examples of standardized tests students take in their time in public education. Most of these are taken between the elementary and high school time period, but that does not mean there are not standardized tests in college. Things such as the LSAT is used to determine if a student is capable of performing in a top-notch law university. These major tests are determinant of where a student will end up. They put kids in top high schools, colleges, and universities. The amount of weight these tests hold on students is what makes them put so much time and effort on studying them. If they want a chance in succeeding, these tests play a huge part in their lives. Due to the amount of weight these tests hold, students end up studying a lot for them. This is inevitable if they want to perform on the tests. However, students end up locking themselves up alone, studying countless hours just to get some information in. A single test should not be so vital in determining if a student could go to school or not, and it definitely should not consume a student's day-to-day actions so drastically. We all have taken standardized tests at one point in our life, and the amount of stress we go through studying and taking them is absurd. It overrides everyone's normal plans because of how crucial it is in our education. The stress resulting from these standardized tests can lead to social exclusion, self-harm, and depression. Obviously, these are all negative things and should definitely be dealt with. Since standardized tests play such a key role in determining a student's worth, it even ends up colliding with basic education. Teachers are inclined to focus more on subjects such as math and English because they are the common topics in standardized tests. As a result, study of the arts, history, science, physical education, and other subjects are all overlooked and not given the attention they deserve. In Changing Education Paradigms, Ken Robinson goes over why the education system is flawed in terms of today's standards. The fact that we are still using an education system that was built for society 100 years ago is redundant. It is outdated because of our advancements in technology today. Technology will always be evolving, and the fact that the education system is not integrating these advancements into students' learning is dumb. For example, no kid would want to read from a textbook when he or she can read from an Amazon Kindle. To put it simply, technology makes learning fun. The assumption that every student is given equal opportunities in this test is false. Not every student is given tutors or the extra aid richer schools can afford. This greatly influences the performance of the students, and clearly shows that a standardized test is not exactly standardized because not everyone is given equal opportunities. The SAT and ACT is something everyone needs to take if they plan on going to college. That being said, it should be something a school puts a lot of focus on, but that is not so. Very few schools actually emphasize the SAT or ACT into their curriculum. So how does an average student going to a poor school deal with this? That student is forced to get external help, and that only comes from tutors, which most likely will cost money. And then this standardized test becomes more of a way of checking which students have money and which do not. Because some standardized tests such as the SAT and ACT are not taught in school, external sources are necessary to understand the format of these tests and actually have knowledge of what is on them. Big companies like Kaplan and Princeton take advantage of this and charge students thousands of dollars to learn the material. In conclusion, the standardized testing system is in need of change. The change is inevitable if society wants students to succeed, but so many people are still stuck in the perception that this system is fine. The education system we use was built for a society built centuries ago. Humans are always evolving, and therefore the education system should grow with us.